Okay, so San Antonio folks, listen up. There is some pretty significant financial opportunity, well, waiting for you right now.
Yeah, and it's tied directly to putting solar panels on, your property.
Exactly. We're talking substantial rebates, potentially up to $80,000 for businesses.
And really big energy bill savings for homeowners, too. It's quite something.
Welcome to Solar Scoop. In this deep dive, we're calling it CPS Energy Solar Rebates. And we're going to unpack exactly how you, if you're in San Antonio, can potentially tap into this funding.
Yeah, our mission here is really just to guide you through the details based on what we've seen. We've kind of broken it down into two main bits.
Right. First, we'll look at the homeowner side of things.
And then we'll jump into the programs for businesses, schools, nonprofits, that sort of thing.
Okay, let's start with homeowners then, because it sounds like there's, well, real money to be made on your house, potentially.
Definitely. CPS Energy offers two main kinds of incentives here. You've got the upfront rebates, and then you also have ongoing bill credits. That's through their net metering program.
Ah, net metering. How does that actually work?
Well, it's pretty neat, actually. So your panels make power when the sun's out. Your house uses what it needs right then.
Makes sense.
But any power you generate beyond that, that excess stuff gets sent back out onto the CPS Energy grid.
Okay, so you're exporting power.
Exactly. And then at the end of the month, CPS Energy looks at how much extra power you sent back.
And they pay you for it, or credit you.
They credit you. Now, this is important. They credit you at their avoided cost rate.
Right, I've heard that term. That's like the wholesale rate, isn't it? Not the retail price I pay.
Precisely. It's what they would have paid for power on the open market. So yeah, wholesale. But look, even at wholesale rates, it makes a big dent in your bill.
How big a dent are we talking?
Well, we've seen examples where homeowners in San Antonio get their electric bills way down, like under $20 a month sometimes.
Wow, okay. Just by powering their own home during the day and getting these credits.
Yeah, pretty much. Generating their own power, getting credits for the extra, it adds up.
And besides those ongoing savings, you mentioned upfront rebate.
Yes, the residential rebate. Think of it as, basically free money to help with the initial cost of getting the panels installed.
Free money is always good. Is it a fixed amount?
Ah, that's the thing. The exact amount per watt, it tends to change. Depends on program funding and availability.
So you have to check.
You absolutely have to check the CPS Energy website for the current numbers before you commit to anything. Always get the latest info.
Got it. Now, what's the process like for a homeowner? Seems like there might be some steps.
It's fairly straightforward, but there's one really crucial first step, foundational, really.
Which is?
You must use a solar contractor who is registered with CPS Energy. That's non-negotiable.
Okay, registered contractor. Got it. What happens if you don't?
No rebates. You forfeit them completely. So find a registered one first.
Right. Then what?
Then you submit the interconnection and rebate application. Wait for approval. Then install. Get it inspected.
Seems logical. But that registered contractor piece is the gatekeeper.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's switch gears. What about the commercial side? Businesses, schools, churches, nonprofits you mentioned.
Right. This area seems, honestly, pretty generous based on the info.
How are those rebates structured? Is it different from residential?
Yeah, it's tiered. Seems designed to encourage maybe slightly larger systems.
Tiered how?
Okay, so for the first 25 kilowatts of your system size, the rebate is 60 cents a watt.
60 cents per watt. Okay.
Then for every watt above that initial 25 kilowatts, it drops slightly to 40 cents a watt.
40 cents per watt for the rest. Okay, so let's do some quick math, like the example.
Yeah.
100 kilowatt system.
Yeah, working through that, 100 kilowatt system, it could potentially pull in a rebate over $30,000 just from that basic structure.
Over 30 grand. That's significant.
And wait, there's more. There's this interesting local bonus.
Oh, what's that?
If you choose to use solar panels that were actually manufactured in San Antonio.
Supporting local jobs.
Exactly. CPS Energy adds an extra 10 cents per watt to your rebate, so you get paid a bit more for going local.
That's pretty cool. So what's the absolute ceiling? Is there a maximum rebate?
There is. The info states the max commercial rebate is capped. It's either $80,000 or 50% of the total project cost, whichever one is less.
$80,000 or half the project cost. Wow, so I mean, CPS could potentially pay for half your installation up front.
Potentially, yes. That's a huge boost.
And who exactly qualifies for this? Just big companies?
No, not at all. It seems to apply to any commercial customer paying a commercial electric rate to CPS.
So small businesses too?
Yep. Small businesses, big ones, schools, churches, other nonprofits. If you're on that commercial rate, you should look into it.
Okay, and I'm guessing the registered contractor rule applies here too.
Oh, absolutely. Critically important. Just like residential, you must use a registered solar contractor.
And get pre-approval.
And get pre-approval from CPS before you start building anything. Same deal. Miss that, no rebate.
Okay, let's crystallize the key takeaways here.
Number 1, non-negotiable point for everyone, homeowner or business.
Use a CPS Energy registered solar contractor.
Bingo! You have to if you want these rebates.
And point number 2.
Always, always check the CPS Energy website for the current, up-to-date rebate amounts and program rules. Those numbers can change.
Right, you want the maximum dollars you can get at the time you apply. Makes sense.
And one quick note, just for the commercial folks, there's a bit of a trade-off for that big upfront cash rebate.
Okay, what's the trade-off?
CTS Energy keeps the renewable energy credits, the RECs.
Ah, the RECs, those are like the certificates for the green energy produced, right?
Exactly. They represent the environmental benefits. So the business gets the cash, CPS gets the RECs. For many businesses, though, that upfront money is the main driver.
Gotcha. So putting this all together, CPS rebates, net metering for homes, maybe that federal tax credit we hear about?
Yeah, when you start stacking these incentives, especially here in San Antonio, it seems, you could potentially cover, 70, maybe even 80% of the installation cost?
70 to 80% off.
Yeah.
That really does sound like San Antonio's sitting on a solar gold mine, as they say.
It's a significant opportunity, that's for sure. Don't let it just sit there on the table.
So what's the immediate next step for listeners?
Go to the source. Visit cpenergy.com.
cpenergy.com.
Okay. Then search on their site for solar programs. That should lead you to the current rebate info, the list of registered contractors, and how to start the application. Do it today.
Good advice.
And look, if figuring out all these programs and how they mesh together feels, a bit overwhelming and you want some guidance, well, maybe consider reaching out to a team that specializes in this stuff, like the folks at Integrate Sun. They might be able to help you navigate it and maximize things. Just a thought.
Okay, good resource to mention. So final thought here. If these programs really can pay for such a huge chunk of your solar investment, what does that actually mean for turning your roof or your business's roof into potentially a cash-generating machine over the long haul?
That is definitely something to think about.